Daze in effect. We are back for another show. It's been a minute, but we are back.
Yes.
My brothers Locke and Willie B join me, as well as our longtime associate, special guest, friend of the show, family member of the show, Ashton Blaak, Ashton Blaak, owner of Black Media. What's the word, Ashton?
What's up? Thanks for having me, y'all. I appreciate it.
No. Seriously, what is the word?
What is the word?
What is the word?
What's the word?
Specifically.
Word of the day for Ashton, maybe.
We're not gonna do this to you, bro.
Yeah, like,
I don't know why they did that to you, bro.
Word.
Hey,
Hey, we got college
through.
educated people can't give us words.
I was trying to think of a good one though. That's why I was like, I don't have one.
But we appreciate you coming through, man. It's long overdue. You know, you've been out here working, man. Of course, we see you. Obviously, everybody out there see you. If you haven't, you late. If you need any type of video work, any type of media-related needs.
Yeah, especially if your OnlyFans account needs some higher quality footage.
For
make sure you hit him up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, because he definitely lays it down not only in front of the camera but behind it too.
All that.
Okay.
As far as laying it down, let's lay down the topic of the day, which is sustainable connections. Of course,
Yes.
we're talking about connections in the days, our theme kind of this season. And today it's kind of about endurance and adaptation. Stacey, hit him with that quote, brother.
Quote of the day coming from the one and only Mahatma Gandhi. And it is as follows. Mahatma. Strength does not come from any physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will.
Ooh.
Strength does not come from any physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. And I feel like that really comes down to what we're talking about today with sustainable connections, where a lot of people think about the ways to sustain whatever they may do, whether it's like a passion, whether it's like an venture that they're trying to push out. Ashton with Black Media, you know, of course, us with the Daze. You run into obstacles, you run into issues in the physical realm consistently. Consistently, because, you know, things like money are physical. Ooh. Things like other people, when you need them to be involved in it, are physical.
Come on, preach, Locke,
as well
preach.
as locations. You know what I mean? When you got physical
locations,
you got physical limitations. You can run into obstacles. These are something we run into all the time. But in order to continue moving, a lot of people let that stuff turn them away from doing all this stuff, because it's like, man, that's work. It's hard, you know. It's supposed to be perfect, but it wasn't. But having the will to make sure that you get to your goal, which is essentially having your media company, essentially building a podcast and having a following with y'all listening, that is essentially the goal. And being able to push through with the will of your own self. You know what I mean? I feel like it's powerful. And in that sense, you have a duty to endure through that, through all these things you deal with, whether it's another person, whether it's, you know, your own doubt, and then adapt in order to conquer that, you know?
Yeah.
I think being able to position yourself accordingly is very important, and I think it's really important to kind of talk about with Ashton today. His job kind of right now is connecting artists with their audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
And doing that in the most palatable, effective, streamlined way.
Yeah.
So when you are going into environments, whether it's a video shoot or not, whether it's photos, whether, you know, it's a separate piece of content, what are the top three things, at least, you know, on your mind when you're thinking about how to connect an artist with their audience?
I don't think about that. I think about making good content that people want to see. A lot of times I think, you know, people will make a video and they get into like what they think looks good, and a lot of times I need to like take a step back and go, all right, that shot looks great to me, but maybe could it be more effective, I guess, in a different way, or could this photo be used a little bit better for us, or I don't know. I just try to maximize everything that I have. So it's not necessarily like connecting the artist with their audience. Like usually they're already connected. I'm just trying to help nurture that relationship with the content. It's not necessarily me connecting them, which, I mean, you know, I do give them like maybe some tips here and there with social media, but like it's usually on them to kind of promote themselves and stuff, which I definitely will consult with people, but 9 times out of 10 I'm just worried about the content, making sure it's quality, because like quality content is usually what will make people connect with you. So
What can you come up with an example? I saw you kind of reacted to some of the things I pulled out with the people, locations, you know what I mean, the technology aspect of the physical aspects of the limitations we can run into. Can you come up with an example of one time when you relied on a connection and it disappointed you in the end?
Disappointed me. I don't want to say it disappointed me.
It's
it
a
made
harsh
me,
word.
Yeah, I want to say more so it made me rethink and replan. So I don't know if you guys saw the Too High video I did for Devin or Sticks.
Yeah,
Yep.
shout out Sticks Production.
That video, we rescheduled that shoot maybe 5 or 6 times.
Jeez.
Why so? What were the factors?
The one time it was because of Corona. He had, things, people had it, and we had to be safe, and so we had to call off the shoot. Another time, a tree fell in his backyard, and he had to cut up the tree that day. So he had to
He could not leave his house.
He was like, "I gotta handle this tree. Like, I gotta
get on this tree.
There's no music video today, guys. I'm sorry." I was like, "All right, that's fine." Another time, it was scheduling with the place we were shooting. So originally, we were supposed to shoot that video at Shang. But because of some scheduling conflicts and just we had to cancel 20 times, we had to move it somewhere else. So a lot of the more intimate scenes with the black room, we ended up shooting at My World Studios because Devin had access to that. So that was just more so us adapting and making it work. And it worked out great, but it was definitely a lot of obstacles. One time we had to cancel because Drew Will and Montero were coming up from Columbus and they got stuck in traffic. So there's a cut of that video where it's just Devin. And we didn't even really use most of those shots, but it was me kind of going in and setting up the room and getting used to it. I mean, it was just a lot of obstacles to work around for that. That video was supposed to be done probably a month or 2 ago, and it just came out a week ago.
And that's the thing,
y'all made it work.
Exactly. You had to adapt. You had to improvise in the moment to essentially still accomplish the goal in the end. And luckily, you had a team and everyone around you who was still dedicated enough to still come through for those and still, be like, I'm ready for this time, even though it ended up getting canceled.
And I mean, we had a pretty solid plan and treatment ahead of time. So it was even if we had to adjust, we knew what to adjust it to and what we needed still. So it worked out.
I feel like with a lot of that stuff, and shout out to Sticks too on that because being an artist and having the perspective and the idea of knowing that you need to, as well as you, for having the idea that what you think may be perfect may not be perfect. So you may need to get more heads in there to be actually see the full scope of what's going on and how to effectively nurture your connection with whatever it may be, whether it's you with your media, Sticks with his audience, Sticks with his music. I feel like it's a term of it's almost like a duty for you guys to really get to a point to reflect and reflect and make sure that you're approaching everything that you guys are trying to do appropriately. You know what I mean? A lot of times you look at it where you guys can feel strong when you're maintaining it. But the perception that you may feel weak when things start to crumble around may creep in as well. But when understanding that the perception that things are true, knowing that there will be trial and error and there will be some mistakes and things will tend to fall apart.
Honestly, some of the best shots I've ever gotten were by complete accident. I didn't plan it to look like that. I didn't tell someone to do so. It was just me holding the camera at the right time, and so it just so happened to be in focus. So
those are the best shots, man. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a matter of just being within the moment, being present, and having an overall understanding of what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah.
And that's why you got to just keep doing it, keep trying to will yourself forward no matter what. And I think Ashton's a great example of that. That's how you kind of maintain some of these more durable connections as you kind of push forward. Even, for example, the Stick show, you guys had to reschedule, but it's still got done. Things still get done no matter, all the barriers, the days, the life throws in you. And Ashton, some of the ways you're kind of expanding on your brand and expanding on your own personal stuff is kind of just this overall get it done mentality. Yeah. Can you talk on that a little bit more?
Get it done mentality. A lot of I guess even when we the Q first started, it was just us having to make what we had work, right? We didn't have gimbals, we didn't have the nicest cameras, we didn't have the nicest lenses.
I didn't have a camera.
Right. Yeah. Lighting, we had floodlights.
Yeah.
Yo.
It was
we didn't softbox is a new game for us. So it's a lot of what we a lot of that, and not even necessarily just that, but just in my life it's just been make it work, right? We were in that house on Perkins and we made that house work for us. So
Yeah.
a lot of what I do is just making it work. You know, sometimes I walk into a room and the ceiling's really low and it's not exactly what I want, or maybe like the furniture isn't exactly what I want, but it's like, it's not about that. It's about like the overall goal at the end and like having something dope to show people. So, I mean, yeah, it's not a set in LA where we got, you know, somebody operating a camera, someone pulling focus back here, someone just doing lighting, but we gonna make it work and we gonna make sure it's dope.
And I think the whole make it work mentality, I can't remember if it was when we were at Basel in Miami, because Jonathan Mannion was on that panel.
Oh, yep.
But it also may have been in Philly. I don't know if Jonathan Mannion was on that panel in Philly or not. I can't really remember, but I remember him talking about like the ODB shoot.
Yep, that was
down there. Okay, so he was talking about the ODB shoot and how the lighting wasn't really working, ODB wasn't really cooperating and everything. But he was like, I have to make this work by any means necessary. And you know, a lot of times any means you're stuck inside this box. Like, you can't do this, so that's not a means for you. Or you can't do this, so this is not a means for you. He can't go in and be like, yo, these ceilings need to be higher, or like, it'd be better if these ceilings were vaulted. Yo, that's not an option. So you have to go by whatever means you have and make it a necessary change to make that condition work for you, and take control of your environment. Don't conform all the ways to your environment, but make your environment conform to what the finished product you want is.
I've definitely have to like learn how to take more control of the situation sometimes. Like, I had to shoot this one video in a hotel, but like they invited like 10, 15 people to be there. Mind you, it was only like 3 people in the video.
Ooh, child.
So I was like, yo, can y'all like leave?
Yeah,
like,
real,
like Corona's still real, y'all. I need y'all to leave. And it's just like being able to take control of a situation and to get people to do what you need them to do. Like, I've had to take more of a director role than I thought what I've ever had to take for something. You know what I mean? Like, when we first started, like I didn't really know how to use a camera. I was asking, hey, Stacy, how you, you know what I'm saying? So
what is ISO?
Right. So like now I'm just like, all right, well now I'm like have to be a director, and I've never had training with something like that. You know what I mean? Which I mean, I've always like been in a kind of leadership role in some way or another. Like, I was a section leader in high school for the saxophone section and all that other stuff.
But it's different when you got to command the room of
a bunch of people
adults.
They not paying attention to you whatsoever.
They don't know you.
Blunts, drinking, like, I gotta shoot this scene. Can y'all shut up? Like, and they don't like the way sound coming out of somebody that's only like 24, 25, and they all 30-something-year-olds in the room. Like, it just.
But that's your position in that moment. Yeah, you gotta own it. You know.
And I think it's important to understand how to get past your comfort level.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, you know, like even going back to the connections in the days where like, you have to be able to connect enough with these people where they respect whatever you're saying. Or when you're making a decision or an executive, you know, move as far as what's going on, you have commanded enough respect and connected with them well enough to where if Ashton say this, we're going to have to just do it, because this is what's the best move for the whole shoot. This is the best move for, you know, what we trying to get done as a product. But I guess I also want to tap into, you know, you just dropped another cover video, and I believe you got another one on the way.
I did. I dropped a cover video?
I believe you did.
Hey, hold on. Before we get into that, we're going to go down the spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
Spotlight. Right, we got the spotlight still. We're going to get into everything that Ashton Blaak is doing. AB, Black Media. We see everything that they're doing in the next segment, so stay tuned. That's our discussion.
Yes, that is our discussion.
There's more.
There's more convo.
We got a lot.
We got a lot.
Yes, my people. It is that time of our show. Daze in effect. I'm here with my brothers Locke and Willie B, and our special guest for the day, Ashton Blaak, CEO, owner of Black Media, running things, busy at work, also a saxophone player, a whole media company. Ashton, just explain to the people what you've been up to, all the creative projects you got, all in the works, all that shit, bro.
Yeah, well, you didn't talk about the sax. You didn't talk about that.
Like, where do you want me to start with that? You want me to
Start
start with my music?
Who are you?
Let's start with.
So I cried when I came out.
Man, let these people know.
I was like, when?
Let these people know your name. Let them know where you at, where you stationed, and let's start. And let's start after we go with the general info. Let's start with Black Media.
So my name is Ashton Blaak. I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 6th, 1995. Yes. It was a fall evening. It was raining. Actually, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea when I was born, actually.
I was born afternoon.
I don't know. I have to ask mom again. But anywho,
You rep in Charlotte?
no. So I was born in Charlotte, but like we moved back to Akron like probably like 2 or 3 months later. So like for all intents and purposes, I'm from Akron. Like I don't remember shit about North Carolina. I've been there. I've been there back there once. So I'm from Akron. I don't know anything else. So the name Ashton Blaak. People always ask me why I use that name and why it exists. So for the longest, I tried to use my actual name, but if you Google Ashton Blaak, it's a porn star.
She got her OnlyFans?
No,
I don't know. They ain't got nothing to
maybe.
do with me. She ain't called me for it, so I can't. Right, I can't do nothing for her. But yeah, so there's this muscular white lady named Ashton Blaak who does porn, and I just was like, I was tired of fighting it. My coworkers tried to Google me once, and it got a little messy. So
I
was like,
looked up your music, and I did not find music.
At one point, I'm pretty sure mom thought I had a side hustle going. I was like, no. I was like, no, mom, that I just can't. So yeah, the name Ashton Blaak came out. So
Yeah,
I just decided to use Ashton Blaak. For a while, I was going to do Ashton David because that's my middle name. I was going to just do Ashton, but there's a lot of Ashtons out there, and so I just settled on Ashton Blaak. If you were to ask me how I thought of Black and the way I spell it, literally after class one day, it just popped in my head, so I just wrote it down. So here we are, 3-4 years later.
Wrote it down on a napkin, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I typed it in my phone because we're in the 21st century.
Yeah.
And then I started a band called Black Matter that ended up having to be Black Lotus because of copyright and all that stuff. So I had to learn about trademarks because of that. There was a guy in Kentucky who had a trademark on Black Matter, but like spelled normally, but because it's music, it can still get confused. And so technically he probably would have had a case. So I was like, all right, well, let me just change the name.
Well, shout out to Black Lotus as well.
Yeah, Black Lotus is kind of in limbo right now. We had a lot of people moving around, and so
I feel you. It's also like COVID things.
Yeah, like it's definitely not dead. Like we wanted to do some stuff, like right when the COVID hit, but like you know the bass player had to drop out because of life stuff. The drummer had to drop out because you know he had just had a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And then now Lewis is having a baby, and Jeremy's he's back from Nashville. So hopefully we do get to work on some stuff soon, but. Just right now, that's on pause. I'm gonna come back to it when it's time, you know. So,
and then you play sax independently as well, right?
yeah. So Ashton Blaak, that is like my artist name, and like so I play saxophone mostly like covers and stuff on YouTube. But that's like a lot of the reason I like started doing covers is because like as a saxophonist, I noticed. Whenever I went on Spotify, like any saxophonist, like their number one song was usually a cover of some sort.
Okay.
Like that's just kind of the land that we kind of like we work in. And then on top of that, I really like lo-fi and hip hop and like that style, like beat culture, like that type of stuff. So I've been getting into that and making music more in that vein. I have a couple songs that are originals that I haven't done anything with just because I'm kind of just like still pushing out a couple covers here and there. Will asked me about like what I released this year. I did a cover of Just the Two of Us. We lost a giant in the music world. Bill Withers passed.
Yes.
So I decided to do a cover of Just the Two of Us with one of my favorite saxophonists on there, Grover Washington Jr. So if you want to check that out, it's on everywhere: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, LimeWire, MySpace, everywhere.
Ashton Blaak.
Everywhere.
Ashton Blaak.
Blaak. Yes, that's always fun. And then I have a cover that I'm just kind of sitting on right now. I haven't really like finished it.
Ooh.
It's You Don't Have to Call, but it's more in the style of like if you ever heard Childish Gambino's version of it.
Yes.
It's kind of more like that. So
like that.
It's not going to be out probably till like next year. I'm just going to sit on it for a little bit longer. But like once I come out with that, I hope to come out with an album sometime next year, or even just like a short EP, 4 or 5 songs again. But I know I need to put out some original music. The reason I kind of paused on some of that this year was because of the pandemic. Like I didn't really get to work the way I wanted to with a lot of my music. There were a couple music festivals I was almost booked for.
Man, what?
Like I was supposed to almost play the Columbus Jazz Fest and like the Detroit Jazz Fest, and I applied for Pittsburgh's, but I don't think I was gonna get into that one. But like I was gradually gonna make that move this year, and then COVID. Yeah. So my shift was Black media. A lot of people started hitting me up about getting visuals and stuff together because they were just sitting at home. So that kind of became my bread and butter, and just I've been enjoying it. I've been doing a lot more shooting lately. That's kind of like my thing. But Ashton Blaak has kind of been on the back burner just because of like not being able to work the way I want to and how I want to and stuff. Eventually, I kind of want to have my own studio and own place to work out of.
Right.
But you know, I don't have that right now.
What about the Jazz Collective? I
The
see y'all
Jazz
put
Fiend
out-
Collective.
Yeah.
So that is headed up by Zodiac. Shout out to Zodiac.
Shout out to Zodiac.
I love that dude. Cool dude. Yeah, we released a tape basically. So it's a lot of different artists that he knows and that I know. And we just we just submitted a song. He's like, all right, we're gonna put it out. And so we put out a song. You can actually order the vinyl, or like I guess try and order the vinyl for it.
Right.
It's like a campaign.
Yeah.
So we're
That's
still
hard,
trying.
though.
We're still trying to get that done. I haven't even put in money on that. I need to do that actually.
Off the air.
But yeah, yeah.
We're always waiting on Ashton.
Yeah, no, but that was a cool project. I had a song on there called Wavelengths, and in that song I actually sampled Will and Martez on there.
What?
DJ Marty McFly.
I don't know when he recorded this.
You remember when we was working on the
Chemical X?
Yeah, I think it was like the second one we did.
Is
and
this
I was
off your phone?
No, it was my camera. So I literally used my camera audio for that sample.
That's crazy.
I be speaking facts when I'm working on music.
Yeah, so
There you go.
I really don't know. I like that sample. It was really funny to me. Like he's like, you ever like not click with somebody? And it was like, Will was like, no, I always work with dope people. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was cool. I was like, yeah, that's how I felt about the album. Like the album is like we really clicked as a collective. So that's kind of like why I picked that sample. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Ashton, sorry, Will.
Go ahead.
Ashton, you touched on kind of you had having a lot of plans pre-COVID. Obviously, COVID threw everybody's moves off, everybody's plans off.
Right.
But can you touch on some of the things you kind of learned pre-COVID that kind of prepped you for the actual quarantine and where we're at right now with stuff?
stuff I learned before the pandemic that prepped me for it. I mean, I don't know if there's anything specific. I think I did more learning during the pandemic because I had so much free time. Like I started reading again.
That's tight.
Mind you,
He was against reading.
I work at a library. I've worked there for like a year and a half now.
Hypocrisy.
This is the first time I've checked out a book from there, and it's wild.
It was like, oh,
There's knowledge and stuff.
Words in here.
I was reading, so like because of Black media, I've been trying to learn more things about like how to like the best ways to distribute media and use social media and stuff. So I checked out a book by Gary V called I think it's like Jab Right Hook.
Oh, that's
I
tight.
thought it was,
That's tight.
oh, it's not uppercut.
It might be uppercut, something like that.
Gary Vaynerchuk, yeah.
Yeah, but basically,
Shout
like,
out Gary V, man.
I was reading that, and it's like he got a lot of gems in there. And
Yeah.
he talks about how to use stuff a little bit more effectively and how to use content natively as opposed to like forcing your content into Instagram as opposed to like formatting it correctly.
Exactly. Making it for
And then like how like not every post is going to be the big post. Sometimes you got to take a couple jabs until you get to the right hook, which might be the album release or might be the video release or whatever. So, but before you get to that, just some pictures here and there, you know, little jabs at them, just
That's
to
tight.
you know.
I like
piece
that a
out.
lot. I'm gonna have to check that book out, man. I actually started reading too, funny enough, in this pandemic because I was just bored out of my mind, man. I was just kind of chilling. I had nothing to do, and I was like, I got books. You know what I mean? I read pieces of all these books, and it really forced me to dive deeper into those. So that's really tight to see that, man. To see you pushing yourself forward and doing it productively with an intent in mind, which is to better your craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the midst of this, so.
Yeah.
That's really hard, man.
Yeah.
So in this case, you've almost uncovered a newfound value in your media, I guess, company. You know what I mean? In this case, during the pandemic, do you plan on pulling that back once everything sort of opens back up and you're able to perform and things like that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know if I'm gonna be doing solo music when we open back. Who knows when we will open back up?
That's
you
a
know what
really
I
good
mean?
point. That's a
So
really
it's
good
like
point.
I can't really make that plan or really
There's
be
a
sure about it.
vaccine on the way.
Don't do that.
Man,
Would
please
you
stop.
take that shit?
No.
I'm
what?
taking the vaccine.
I don't even
Willie
update
up
my
the
computer
plans,
when they
bro.
come out with a new update. You getting the vaccine?
I'm waiting.
getting,
Willie
getting
up
as soon as
plans.
Pfizer and
I'm
Moderna
still on
drops,
iOS like 13 something.
Yeah, I
I
gotta
still
wait.
ain't updated to iOS 14. No.
I
I don't even buy video games
The
when they
burner
first come
phone
out.
that I got won't update past 12.4. on
Willie a
iOS.
plan.
I wait a year to get the video game when it come out.
I don't
I
know
got
if I can-
2K20. I get 2K19 and 2K20. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
not
if
getting the vaccine when it come out.
I don't know if I can do that.
I'm
I
gonna be going.
need to see some tests.
I was gonna
I'll
ask
be
you about the
going-
PS5. You got the PlayStation Windbreaker on. I was gonna ask you about the PS5 and see if you copped that.
No, I ain't copped that. I'm waiting on my girl to cop that for me.
Oh, it's
That
like
Wi-Fi router.
One of them,
Mrs. Black, Miss Black.
Mistress Black,
Don't say
all
that.
of
Nope,
them.
Nope, none of that.
None of that?
Nope, I just have one. Nope. Because if she sees this, she's gonna be pissed. So.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Okay. Let's get.
Or
moving.
would you prefer to get a PS5 or some gear?
Gear, probably. You can get money
know.
to get the PS5 with more gear. You can get more money to get the PS5.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about video because like what is it? It's like 4 games out right now.
Ain't nothing special for PS5.
Yeah, like I gotta wait a year for the
Yeah,
to have a decent catalog. That's
Hey,
what I'm like. Why are you
I
hopping
actually
right
play
now?
video games, and I ain't about to get that mug for a couple months. I ain't worried about it.
No, I'm
not
cool.
pressed.
Like I still got the original Xbox One, like the
What?
fat joint.
You
Like
got the original?
the fans be going.
Yo, that's probably worth some bread, bro. You better
Bro,
clean that
so I
mug.
got it. No, I got it for free because of After Prom. Shout out to my mom giving me extra money. But no, I finessed the After
That's
Prom.
classic.
I wonder if they still doing After Prom there. I don't know.
Probably not the way we was doing it.
Nah,
Ooh,
never.
child.
No.
It's CLC now. They ain't got a high school.
Okay. Let's go ahead and finish up the spotlight. Okay, so we coming to the end of 2020. You've been grinding all year. You've been shooting heavy. You also got some more stuff shooting. You got some stuff on the back burner. You're waiting to drop. What can we expect from Ashton Blaak, Black Media, before the end of 2020, or in first quarter 2021?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to give too much away.
We need all the exclusives.
No, see, because I kind of like the whole. So, all right, this is back to like the whole marketing thing, and I'm gonna answer that. I swear.
Okay.
But I have this thing. I hate teasers and I hate promos.
Okay.
Just drop the video.
Okay.
I seen you tweeting about that.
And the reason I feel like that is because like on social media, you only got people's attention for like a second. So it's like if I show you 30 seconds of a video, that's all you was gonna watch anyway. So I hate teasers and I hate promos. But what do I have coming? There's one more video I'm supposed to be working on with Sticks. We haven't solidified all the plans for it.
You got my video you're working on.
The pre-edit edit?
Man, no, me and AT gonna have to have a talk about
Money
that,
dog.
Child. He gonna send me an edit of raw edits. I was like, all right, I'm gonna shut up. There's another artist I'm working with called, his name is Miho, Kevin Billups. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his work.
Okay.
I've recorded him here a couple times. But there's a video we have. But right now, he's dealing with some life stuff. So once he's done with dealing with that life stuff, hopefully that'll come out. I have another video for Goldframe Keys. He's releasing a song. It's gonna be like a ballad. It's great. We went to Nashville to record it. I'm excited for him.
How was that trip?
You was there.
Oh, I wanted you to talk to it about it as if I wasn't there.
But I didn't like the way you asked it. That was corny. You was there. What you mean? It was cool. It was. Anytime I go out of town for music, it's a very enlightening experience. Like when I went to LA with Red Rose Panic, I learned a lot of just valuable lessons that weren't necessarily I could put into words. It was just like watching the homies work and grind. It's just you pick up on a lot of that stuff. So like when we was in Nashville, just seeing Goldframe, he booked a session with his friend's house and just he worked and grinded out the song and like people in that town, they're really about the music and they're really about making it happen there.
Egos aside.
Okay,
it's like it's a community. Like you would think people would be like at each other's neck trying to like people really want to work together.
So used to how it is up here.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
It's the community. It is a community. It is a music community, and it exists. And it's very beautiful to watch that. I really want to bring a lot of that here to Akron and change a lot of the culture because I think a lot of it is just we don't have the facility. We don't have a lot of the same resources. So
it's the resources.
But
Black Media Studio 2021.
Yes, that is a hope. I don't want to jinx it. I'm looking at a couple places. I'm trying to make something happen. I'm trying to change how studios are done in Akron. A lot of times people own a studio, but they don't even do what that studio is for. And that to me is silly. That doesn't make sense. One time my brother was telling me about he was talking about to the owners of Nuevo. And they were saying, like, you should never open a restaurant if you've never worked in food service. Yeah. So it's like, why are you opening a recording studio and you don't even know what an audio interface is?
Yeah.
Why are you opening a video studio or a photography studio, but you don't even own a camera?
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
But it's like, that's kind of what it is. And it's a lot of times you booking time at a place and you got to still bring all your stuff because it's not a real studio. And I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to make a place, a studio for creatives by creatives. So that's hopefully the goal in 2021. If I can make it happen, cool. If not, it's life.
Yeah, I feel it, man.
And even with that, I think like some of the dopest things you can do is if that's not your field of competence, bringing people on where like that is they field of competence.
Yes,
like,
but you gotta listen to them.
Yeah, I talk to people all the time like about how I want to have my own like bar and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I've never ran that, but I got a lot of people in my corner who have worked in that industry for years. They know how many bottles of XYZ you need. They know that you need to have these precautions. And I'm like, You're getting a call as soon
Look,
as this happens.
I don't
Right.
even know how people could go into something like that without having somebody alongside them that knows at least a little bit of what they're doing, man. That just seems like
I mean, having alongside is cool, but if you're still making decisions that don't really make sense because
Yeah, of
you
course.
don't know,
No,
yeah.
it's
If
it's
you
only so much you
serious-
can do if you're not really in it. You don't need to be doing it. That's how
Facts.
that's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna throw nobody under the buzz, but that's all I'm saying.
We don't even use all the buzzes like that. Sometimes you get thrown under the train. Sometimes you get,
obliterated.
Something
Dang.
like that.
sometimes sometimes you get thrown under the monorail. You know what I'm saying? Vroom vroom, vroom vroom vroom.
I'm not doing this, man.
Here you go, Willie. But yeah, I think that's where you take that next step up into being like, rather than a craft, if you really bring other people on, professionals, that's when it turns into more than just a hobby or a craft and more of that work perception. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about, delegating certain connections. That's what we've been touching on today. Y'all got any last words?
Man, I just want to thank Ashton for coming through, showing out for the people for the one time, man. It's about time we got you on the show to showcase what you be doing, because you be out here. You be grinding. So I appreciate you coming through and talking about it. And
Appreciate
even
y'all having me.
dropping some gems as well, man. You know what I mean? It's anytime. We probably going to have you on again 2021 to get some updates on all this work you've been working on. All right?
Will
So
do.
we're going to see. I want to thank y'all, and I let y'all know I appreciate y'all for coming and watching the show. As always, we're going to be back again next week with another, not another guest next week. We actually have
Stay
some
tuned.
new content coming next week. Stay tuned. We're going to always keep it rolling. Until then, stay up.
My last words is keep your circle tight and keep your field of competence broad, and make sure that you're always moving forward.
Ashton, last words, brother.
Oh, man, I knew I was gonna do that.
Yes.
I knew it.
Make it work. Whatever situation, whatever hand you get dealt, there's always a way to make it work. And so keep grinding, keep pushing. I don't know, see it through.
Yes, sir. See it through. Play the cards.
Profound words from Ashton Blaak.
Yes. Play your cards that you were dealt or get discarded. You know the vibes. We've been touching on sustainable connections today, joined by Ashton Blaak, owner of Black Media. And, of course, it's about enduring different types of connections so they don't crumble, adapting where you need to, and just pushing forward. And, of course, as he said, making it work at all times. That's part of the Daze. That's part of conquering my people. Until next time, we will see you soon. Soon. Daze in effect.
Days in effect.